Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. So we're going to do a divine reading. I think I talked about this reading I was going to do yesterday, a divine feminine reading, but it's going to be for masculine and feminine. So we're going to do I was hearing a yin yang reading. So whether you're masculine or feminine, this reading is for you. If you feel to switch the roles too, like if you feel like you're fitting more where I'm talking about divine feminine, and you're masculine but you're embodying more of the feminine energy at this time, and your counterpart, you know, is embodying the other, right? You can switch them around, right? Because I could be reading a lot on like your energy and then it could switch. I hope that's making sense. Okay, so let's get started and see what the main energy is coming out, who this reading is for. Like, we got a Queen of Wands that just jumped here. Okay, like I said, so you could be masculine or feminine, embodying this Queen of Wands energy, right? So it's about taking passion and action. Somebody is taking major steps forward with the Eight of Wands. Fast movement, okay? So whether something is happening fast or about to. There's showing me the Queen of Pentacles as well. So strong feminine energy is coming out here, whether this is divine feminine or just masculine, the feminine energy, but somebody is very resourceful, abundant, could be being a provider at this time. See, now we've got a King of Swords coming out next to the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there's something that's coming in here. All right, I gotta make some space. I got a lot going on my desk here. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Some sort of new offer I feel is coming in. Something that's faded. Maybe somebody is finally coming in and offering something. Maybe there was a plan, some sort of strategy that was needed. Sorry, I'm putting my stuff away. So I don't forget. So let's find out more. Three of Cups. Some sort of... Ooh, this came out with the Ten of Cups. There's some sort of celebration or union that's destined here. Okay. Tell me more about this. The Lovers, yeah. There's some sort of like destined love connection. Okay. The Four of Pentacles. Maybe somebody needed to save up money, resources, or finances, or just somebody's been holding on to you. You know, sometimes people don't feel adequate enough if they don't have like enough resources or things to offer here. And it could impact somebody's stability. Somebody could have been healing from something here. So it could have been affecting a decision. You know, it's given like, you know, like if they didn't feel that they could offer you enough or something like that, maybe they didn't because they thought it would have impacted your decision. I feel these cards are coming out very messy. I don't know if I want to take them, but yeah, the Emperor, the Strength, and the Knight of Swords. I'm getting like an Emperor needed to get their confidence, or somebody needed to get their confidence to get into their Emperor energy. But it's like there's some sort of fast movement here with the Knight of Swords. So either something happened, something changed. I just heard tax time. Isn't it like taxes time or something? People could be like getting their refunds, right? What is it? It's May now. There could be something with some sort of money, resources, like, because I was hearing taxes. Somebody's like tax refund or something could have came in. Some sort of money that made somebody be able to make some sort of offer. Six of Pentacles flew out reversed. You know, or the Four of Pentacles, or maybe somebody was saving money. Somebody was getting some sort of resources they needed, Six of Swords, to make some sort of movement. The Six of Pentacles reversed is something wasn't fair. Something wasn't balanced. with the Seven of Pentacles, like somebody was waiting for something to be balanced, but it wasn't. So that's why there's new love here. The Five of Cups flew out sideways. So it's like somebody's been contemplating ending some sort of situation. Okay, Three of Swords is showing with the Three of Pentacles. It's like somebody was heartbroken or somebody had some sort of wounding and they weren't building. Like there was supposed to be a collaboration, a building here. Okay, but something didn't happen. There was secrets, there was illusions. Somebody could have been in a lack mindset, Five of Pentacles, feeling as though they didn't have enough money, resources. That could have really been like debilitating, I'm hearing. That could have really been affecting somebody. They could have felt as though they didn't have enough money, resources. Lack, poverty mindsets could have been putting somebody out, putting them down, making them feel as though, you know, and that can very much take away like a masculinity, because you see, even in today's times, right? Like masculines, they need to feel as though they are the providers, right? It's that masculine energy where, you know, where they go out and, you know, masculines need to feel that hunt energy, that provide, that be able to go out and be able to come in and nurture and take care of things. Well, I don't know, I kid, he was just doing. But they need to feel that. That's why I say, like, sometimes, like, if a masculine hasn't had the chance to be able to go out and seek out what they want, sometimes you need to have a divinely guided separation just for them to feel that energy of being able to be free, being able to make those choices, being able to go out. Like, masculines need to be able to have their pick of relationships, right? I know a lot of you don't like hearing that, but it's like, especially if you get into a relationship young, or you get into relationships with somebody that hasn't had a lot of different relationships and choices, sometimes you know, you need to let them do that, right? That's why I always say, like, especially like teaching my children and stuff, like I've been trying to tell them, like, don't settle down and all of that when you're young, you know? Your 20s are about experimenting and trying different relationships and situations. Like, you shouldn't just settle with like the first person and think that's like your forever person or whatever. You know, you need to be able to see the way that your chemistry, the interactions that you have with other people, like you can tell, like if there's chemistry, you know, getting along with different things. That's why you should always be your authentic self. You shouldn't be something that you're not, or how can you authentically like show yourself, right? Align with another. But you know, it's about having fun and getting to do these different things and experience the right, like and a lot of times masculines, right, aren't ready to settle down in their 20s, right? They're wanting to experiment and all of that. I'm not saying like go sleep around and all that, because I've talked to my children a lot about, you know, the sexual part of it, the soul ties and the things like that that you create. That's a very intimate thing, and you'll always have those ties and those connections, right? So be careful with that. But I mean, as far as connecting, dating, going out, not tying down into serious things. I feel like it's a wrap. I'm wrapping up my cards already, because I feel like I'm going off on something else. I'm gonna pull some more cards. So, but where I was going with this was that masculines need to have that energy of being able to explore and really choose what they want. So a lot of times, like if you try to like control or dominate a masculine, trying to tell them, you know, what they're going to do, and that's why it doesn't often go very well. So what I'm getting is there could have been a masculine that didn't feel very much in their energy because they were having trouble providing, right? And so there's something that's changing with that, right? Maybe somebody finally got some resources, finances, money, maybe a new job opportunity. Maybe somebody's at like a better place or something like that, but there's some sort of fast movement now occurring, right? And even though I keep talking about masculinity, this could be a feminine as well, you know, strongly needing to balance that energy. There's a lot of feminines that don't like to feel as though to be taken care of, right? Especially like me, like I had to grow up at a very young age learning how to take care of myself, providing for myself and all of that. So like, and I learned very young that I couldn't rely on others, that I had to rely on just myself. So it's been a challenge for me to allow others to help me, right? And to back off and to get more into my feminine energy. Ace of Cups, and allowing love and opening up to that, right? So for some of you, like, that's where this reading could be going as well. Maybe this is, you know, a reading for a divine feminine that's been too much in their masculine energy, right? And you've been needing to balance that, right? Finding that balance. Maybe you're struggling with money, resources, finance. That's why I said I feel like this reading is like going back and forth. So don't pay attention to like feminine, masculine, right? Energies, just take them however you feel fitting. All right, okay. So let's get back into some more cards here. So the Judgment's coming out with the Ace of Cups. Like someone's calling judgment on a situation. Three of Wands. I feel that somebody, confirmation with my phone there. I really feel that somebody's making some sort of decision about love. Whether this is like you're deciding that, well, okay. Oh, wow. We've got the Empress out with the Four of Wands, which is the union card, the wedding card. Sacred union. This is someone that could be making some sort of decision like, hey, I need to know if we're getting serious, if we get married or not. And then, or someone's called in some sort of union with the Magician as well. Because you could be looking off at the distance. Maybe you're... I'm getting two different storylines here, Two of Wands. Okay, so it's like, for some, I'm hearing, like, you're trying to decide whether or not, like, you want to go long-term in a connection, like, whether a connection is just, like, not meant to be forever, meant to be, like, just boyfriend, girlfriend, like, someone you're dating, right? And maybe you don't know how long, but it, you know... It's one of those, like, you know, for, like, your part of your life or whatever you're going through right now, like, this is your person to help you through the situation. I don't even like to say it like that, but it is how it's coming out. Because you do have soul helpers, destiny. Like, you have different soulmates. You have many different soulmates. And you have soulmates for different areas of your life. Some come in just for a season. Some come in for a lifetime. But it's up to you whether or not you're compatible with them, if they've done their shadow work and their healing, because it's a big part is if they're up to their level. Like for some of you, you could have a contract with somebody where you were meant to be married, have children, have a family, all of that. But maybe they're not on track or on point for where they're at in their life. Maybe there was some sort of woundings or some sort of things that were holding them back, that were stopping them from going on past. So it's like your contract couldn't fully play out the way that it was supposed to because there was interference. You see what I mean? Sometimes things like these contracts are written, but they don't always play out a certain way. But that's why you have multiple soulmates, and that's a beautiful thing. Because for some of you, it's like you get to have, if you're free will here and what you decide, like if you want to sacrifice part of your life because you want to be with someone else, like that's a choice. Like for instance, like say like you want to get married and have children, but someone's not ready to yet. So you decide to wait, you want to wait, you'd rather be with this person and have your life with them and wait for them to be ready. But what if they're never ready to have children or get married? You know, and that could be, that's where I'm picking up where someone's like, hey, like, are we going to get married or not? Like, is that in the future timeline for you? Because some people just, they don't want that. They want to keep experiencing life in different lovers, and that's okay too. If you want to be in that energy, I mean, it's free will here. You get to decide what you want to do, but there are some contracts for some where there was showing marriage and family and long-term stability commitment, but it's like somebody might have gotten like, they might have struggled a lot in their early ages. I feel like this is a storyline for somebody. If it's not yours, don't worry about it. But I feel like for some, it's like they struggled in their 20s and didn't get to experience all those different things for whatever reason. And it's like now somebody is wanting to experience those things. So they're not ready for this, like to get married and all of that. And that's okay too, but that's what I mean. That's why you have different level soulmates. And it's also like once you close one door with somebody, then you open up, the universe can now bring in new level soulmates. Because for some, it's like they don't always just come in where you have like your pick of soulmates all around you at that same time. That's not the way that it works, right? You have to close one door for another one to come in. That's why it's like if you keep going back to what's familiar, you're not ready to go to a higher level. So you're going to keep attracting, and that you can attract other people that are going to teach you the same lesson. So it's going to be on the same level. I hope this is making sense. But what I'm wanting to explain to you is that for some of you, you're at this point where you want a higher level lover, higher level soulmate. So you don't want your pick, even though you may have a pick of certain soulmates, right, that are going to teach you certain lessons. This is someone that's like learned a lesson and they're ready to level up and they want higher level love, and it's here for you, but you have to be willing to shut the door to all those things that are not in alignment with those specific life lessons that you were meant to learn at this time. So that's like a big decision, I feel, that's coming out. Because there's some of you, you're realizing like, yeah, you know, and often the ones that teach you the best lessons are ones that you have these strong connections with, that are like past life lovers, because we do incarnate a lot with people that we had previous lifetimes with. That's why they know us so well, and they teach us those things, and they're our biggest teachers, right? But a lot of times, like, so it's up to you in this lifetime if you want to keep that lover, and you can be with that lover that you had previous, you know what I mean? You'll have that strong connection. They're with you for this lifetime. But I'm getting there's somebody that's ready for more. Somebody that's ready to level up to a higher level love and experience a love that's higher. Not a love where it's a trauma bond. A love where it's like it's earned. There's full trust. There's full, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're ever in a relationship or a situation where like you're constantly thinking about that person when you're not with them, it's a trauma bond. It is. If you're constantly thinking like, what are they up to? I've got to check on them. If you feel like they're being disloyal, if you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, if you feel like you constantly have to impress somebody to keep them, if you think that they're going to leave you, if you think that all of that stuff, right? That's all trauma bonds, whether you realize it or not. And if you're experiencing, they're experiencing, because everything but is a mirror of your reality. And that's why you attracted them. That's why you're entertaining them. That's why you're with them, because it's matched your vibrational frequency. But see, once you learn to change from that and heal from that, you're ready for the next level. But often you have to let go of the things. So for some of you, you could be realizing that, wow, yeah, like I did align with this person, but I don't anymore. That's why it is okay to outgrow relationship situations and people. You may understand that you've changed and evolved, but they have not. And it's not that they did anything wrong, that it's just you're ready for the next level. And I know that that can be the hard part, is letting go of these relationships and these situations that you had a lot of love for, that did teach you a lot of these life lessons. But when you bring in these new level lovers, it's because you're attracting them into vibrational frequency because you're ready. So yeah, these new levels can come in when you are in some relationships. But a lot of times you still got to close and end those out so these new ones can begin. Because they're not, you know what I mean? To do them right. But sometimes they'll literally come in to show you what you can have, right? But you should be able to be, so there's a new path here. Some of you getting to download the realization that just simply, it's mere a missed opportunity if somebody is not on the same page as you. Like if somebody can't love you right, like if somebody can't trust you, if somebody can't fully give themselves to you, if somebody can't give the commitments and the things that you want, you need to think about that. Like, what was the meme they were showing me that I shared earlier? I seen it was something like if somebody really loves you, they'll be willing to change for you. And I know that you shouldn't like make somebody change for you, but it's like you should want to do that. You want to be the best version of yourself, okay? And it's like if you have somebody that's willing, like refusing to change or do anything, then they don't really love you, or they're not, you know what I mean? Because it's like when you're with a lover, it shouldn't feel like it's transactional. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be, and even though they are, that's what these trauma bonds are. Trauma bonds are transactional. They're soulmates that align with you to help you through life and help you experience things and show you things. And so you're not alone, and give you love and help you through things, right? But it's like this higher level love. It's like loving somebody but not needing anything from them, being able to fully trust them, not having to worry that they're going to leave you, that they're going to hurt you, that they're going to do all of these things, right? You know that they're in alignment with you. Like, I seen this meme too where it said, like, don't take relationship advice from me. I went back to my ex 12 times. They keep showing me this too, but it's funny, but you can't, like, look at that because, you know, you keep going back. If you keep going back, don't feel guilty for that. You just weren't ready yet. Because when you're finally ready for the next level, you won't go back to what's familiar. You won't go back to the same lessons. I'm getting this energy where somebody's realizing this lesson. Like, you're realizing, like, wow, I can only go so far with you on this timeline because you're just not ready to level up. Like, you're keeping me on this loop, on this level. I'm going to keep experiencing. Like, say you have a lover that likes to lie or deceive people. How can they level up with you if they can't be authentic? If they can't tell the truth, their throat chakra's blocked. That's why I can't stand liars and storytellers. Like, no, I need to be with people where their energy is fully running through their chakra systems, not they're all blocked out because they lie or they can't express their emotional feelings. Like, I keep hearing, like, I don't like to say this, but let's just say emotionally blocked up, right? Like, if people can't express their emotions, their chakra systems are blocked off. Like, I can't fully be around you. I feel your anxiety. I'm empathic. I fully pick up on that, right? And it's like, I know that I have to be around people that can fully express their emotions and stuff just for me to feel comfortable. I don't know. I'm putting some of my stuff out there for some of you. Maybe for some of you, you're realizing this is what you're feeling. This is why you feel a certain way around certain people. Maybe you're opening up and you're starting to realize this. Maybe that's why you feel better in your own energy, or a hermit. I was seeing the hermit too. Maybe this is why you like to isolate, you like to distance, you like to stay away from people and their stuff, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. There is such a new beginning here. Oh my God. There's a new beginning here, right? You're realizing this. So, you know, don't always, I'm getting like, you don't always have to make an enemy with everything too. Because you need to realize that all of these soulmates and things like that, like, they were to teach you. They were contracted to level you up, because everybody that you align with is meant to. Everyone. Even if it's just somebody, you know, like the other day, this man got off the bus that I was waiting on. Or I was waiting on the next bus, but he got off of the bus and he was asking me, like, what bus he should get on. I'm like, you just got off the bus that you were on that was going to take you where you were going. And it was like, damn, like, I shouldn't have got off the bus, but something told me to get off the bus. And I'm like, well, the next one's coming in 20 minutes or whatever. I'm like, well, you know what? You probably were guided to get off that bus just to align with me right now for the next 20 minutes. And we were talking and everything, and it was very beautiful. You know, and it's just like, you always, like, align energies with people or whatever. It's always meant, like, there's no accidents. Like, especially when you go to the wrong place. You ever went to the wrong place? Like, I'll never forget. One of these things, I'll never forget. And it opened up so much for me. I literally went to the wrong bank. I had to fix something. And I thought I needed to go to the original bank that I opened the account up at. And I didn't really pay attention when I was in there before. But anyways, like, when I went there, they said, no, you can't open this up here. We're not like a main branch or whatever. Like, even though you opened your account here, you have to go to the other bank or whatever. But on my way out the door, I literally glanced over at one of the offices that had a glass windows or whatever. And I looked right at a statue on their desk that was the pyramids. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, it flashed like I was getting like hieroglyphics after that. It was crazy because it was like across the room, and then that led me down the path where I was starting to investigate more about the pyramids and things like that. Like just that alignment with, it was like I was sent there just to see that, just to unlock certain things. Maybe I picked up some codes, whatever. Because I'm a grid worker as well, so sometimes just certain things will do that at certain places. But it was before I even knew and was aware of what was going on. But that stuff literally happens. Like there's no mistakes, right? There's no mistakes that you stumbled across this reading, right? I've give codes, all sorts of stuff within my readings, right? I channel them. It's the frequency of my voice. It's the tones. It's the words that I use. It's the cards. Yeah, I know I'm not doing too many of my sacred geometry cards, but I told you there's something very much with the black and white frequency that I've been getting a lot, and the yin yang energy and things like that. That could be activating something, something within you. I keep getting something about the yin yang. Lately, rings, frequencies, which is interesting because I just lost my promise ring that I've had with my lover, and there's just something significant. Like I always find it always makes its way to find itself back to me, and just like I know there's been a big thing where I've been thinking a lot about, like, you know, like replacing it, right? Upgrading it. Does it mean that relationship situation is over for that to happen? Because as much as like I've lost it a lot, right? And it always manages to resurface, or I find it, right? And it's just interesting that I was like, everything happens for a reason. Like I always know that it does, right? And like I, literally right before this reading, like I've been looking at like replacements, and I know I could order like the exact same ones, right? Because we've gotten like matching rings or whatever, and stuff. I don't know. Something keeps popping in about that. Okay, like you're at this major point too. And then I've been looking a lot at like this split ring that's like white and black, and it's like I forget what it's called, but it's like an empowerment ring. Like I'm gonna love myself and heal myself like until I'm ready to love again. Like I was literally like, maybe I should just get that ring instead, because it's like he wasn't even that upset like when I lost it. Like I always thought like he'd be so upset when I lost it, because he used to get upset whenever I would take it off and things like that, because normally like I will do that during fights. Look at this in the Ace of Wands and the Lovers. But then it was interesting when I told him I was going to order us some new rings. Look, next to the Three of Cups, and he was asking me just this morning, have you ordered the rings yet? Three of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ace of Wands. I don't know if there's something significant. I keep talking about rings. They keep flashing this to me. It's on my mind a lot. I don't know. I'm going to close out this reading now. Everything that I talk about helps. I'm sending love and light to all of you. Definitely feel free to watch whatever you feel guided to. That's so interesting. Now the High Priestess is coming out. The spiritual love. And I can't believe that. Three of Cups, the Lover. You know, the Lovers often comes at a choice too. You could be at this time where you're deciding whether you want new love, whether you want a reconciliation, a new beginning. You know, we're right at this Scorpio full moon that came through, which is about revealing a lot of things, closing a lot of karmic cycles. Yeah, right here, the moon. Can't make it up. This energy is very strong coming out. He's my Scorpio too. This was his full moon. Death. Can't make it up. The Scorpio full moon. And the Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. Wow. And the Hierophant. The two most powerful spiritual cards right here. Damn. All right, I'm gonna leave this here. Love and light to all of you. Definitely watch whatever you feel guided to. But the Two of Cups next to the Emperor in Judgment. Nuh-uh, shut up. What? The Empress. Judgment is between the Emperor and the Empress, and the Two of Cups. This is a divine connection. It's a fucking divine connection. Didn't I say this was a yin yang reading? Oh my god. Emperor, Empress, Hierophant, High Priestess. The most powerful cards of the deck. Both pairs here with the Two of Cups. Wow. That's beautiful. All on the board here. With the Lovers, the Ace of Wands, Three of Cups. And I've been looking at rings literally all day. And like so many like couple rings, like the wedding rings are coming out and the matching and just so many different things. Oh my God. Love and light to all of you guys. Bye.